I got a boner. Okay, it's the 1 year anniversary of We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All. And baby, it's a good one. We've got Alexei Toliopoulos on as a guest, and Jamie tells what is being touted around at the moment as the best story we've ever heard. So all that and more on this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Oh, man. We're on, baby.
Yeah, it looks like we're doing it.
Looks like this is happening all over again.
Yeah, so let's talk about fish pussies.
No. Let's not do that.
Oh, man.
It's the only source of comedy.
How's my level? Am I good? I feel like I'm peaking.
I feel
so
like...
I'm seeing the levels.
I feel like...
seeing them rise.
I feel like we're peaking comedically.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, that sucks.
This early.
We're barely even talking to each other.
Well, your energy is beating mine and Hastings combined. For
Yeah,
the
what's
last
up with you
episode.
guys? Hastings has got one glitter stuck to his head that I can't stop looking at.
Yeah,
It's
it got on my
upsetting.
face because I was lying on the floor before.
Can you just wipe it off your head?
You'll go home with glitter on you today.
That's okay,
It's
but I
like
don't-
inescapable
It's
at
just
this place.
stuck to his eye. It's just stuck right on his eye.
Yeah, I've given up.
You look like a disgusting Marilyn Monroe with a little beauty spot on you.
So I just...
It looked to me like you were doing like a SoundCloud rap album cover where it's like sad boy.
I look like a real shit right now because I'm doing Sneaky Possum on Monday, and Catherine sent around a message like saying if anybody has any like preference of lineup order, let me know. So I just jokingly said headline if possible, and then she put me on at the end, and now I look like a fucking
wow.
cunt.
That
Well,
sucks.
dude,
That fucking sucks, man.
You gotta call the shot.
I look like such a dick.
You look like a real cunt.
Wait, was it in the group chat?
Yeah, I'm in the...
Oh no!
Well, I'm hosting, so I'm watching this whole thing unfold.
Man, you
yeah.
should get in there and say stuff.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
No, I've already responded and said I was kidding, but
Just be
bless
like,
and
she was not kidding.
Oh, yeah.
sunglasses eyed me, so I look like a fucking idiot.
She was not. All right, Sam. Yeah, do you reckon if you eat
She
fish...
was not. Oh, how dare you?
If you eat fish pussy, do you do it with a side of lemon?
Oh, that's good.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you'll be providing the tartare sauce yourself.
Tartare sauce is fucking delicious.
You squirt that little Master Foods.
Oh, sick. Oh, dear. That's great. Oh, man. How you doing, Lex? Thanks for coming on the pod.
It's one of my dreams.
We
to come on
finally
this
got
podcast.
we finally got our second of our rivals
You've
on.
collected the mic check.
Yeah.
Double
We have.
act.
Yeah, we'll get Henry Stone as bonus.
You got to get Henry on here.
Yeah.
Henry absolutely adores cinema. He simply adores cinema of any
Which,
era.
if you've listened to our podcast,
We
Yeah.
clearly
Oh,
don't.
actually,
I hate movies.
I was told to bring.
Jesus was telling me the other day, he's like, yeah, just look. You learn a lot of things in movie podcasts, such as I hate movies. I don't enjoy talking
I hate the
about
premise
movies.
of my own
I hate having to
show.
watch them and analyze them.
Well, I got told to bring this up on this episode is that apparently you had listened to the episode with Alex White and told him that it was so funny that you had to get us to kick Andy off the pod and replace him with Alex.
I did. And he was very funny. Alex White was very funny on
He's a
it.
funny
I'm very
boy.
funny on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Well, you're
I'd say
a funny
Hastings.
bloke in general, yes.
I'd say Hastings is the breakout star of the podcast.
Thank you. Me too.
I
James.
listened to another episode with Tom Walker on
He's
as
not.
well.
He's not the star of the podcast. He's the subject of the podcast.
Yeah. Without him,
It's like he's like the Adnan Syed or whatever.
Yeah,
Hey,
without
do
him.
people remember Dr. Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster?
Well, they actually get confused by the names of them all if you look at history and the way it's portrayed in pop culture. But I listened to an episode with Tom Walker as well, and you guys taped it at Hasto's house.
No.
No,
We
no.
watched the movie
Oh,
at his
okay.
house and then we taped it here.
Yeah,
I
so
sent
his-
Rose a message going like, "Hey, can we record it at your house?" Because I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to Hasto's.
He didn't want to go to your
after hearing the.
My house is nice.
You
It's,
were
it's-
talking about he had like
no.
condoms in a jar
No.
at the
No,
front door.
nice isn't a word you can use to
And
describe
then,
your
man.
house.
but I was interested to see your elaborate collection of pop vinyls.
yeah.
Your
We
little
can
Funko Pops.
I'll show you some of my Funko
What's your
someday.
most prized Funko Pop?
This is.
Oh,
gonna sound-
that was on the podcast.
Well,
it's-
it might
it-
have changed. I don't think
That's
this collection
true.
ended.
There could be
ended
more.
a year ago.
It would
there
either
could be
be
more.
The Crow or Gerard Way.
Wow.
Or Bernie Sanders. I got a Bernie Sanders
Oh
that
my
I quite
God.
like.
I could have picked all of those, but I wouldn't assume they'd make a Gerard Way pop vinyl.
They make a few. There's a few different
Wow.
versions of him.
I went to EB Games today and I was admiring the pop vinyls.
Yeah, sick.
I want to get that Five Nights at Freddy's pop vinyl.
They have
I don't know what that is.
There was a
You've
father and a son in front of me at the store, and he was like, "Do you have the Black Knight Fortnite pop vinyl figure?" And then he's like, "Oh, just check if we got it in stock." And it was like, "Oh, sorry, we don't." And the kid started crying.
Oh,
Jesus.
no.
That was me. That was me.
And that was the moment that Dad abandoned me in the shopping center.
Man. Yeah, a Fortnite Funko Pop is pretty exceptional
pretty
intersection.
exciting for
I'd
you.
buy a five. I'd buy a five.
As a fan of both Funko
What'd
Pops.
you buy?
I'd buy a Five Nights at Freddy's one just because of how stupid it is.
Well, there's like 10 of them there.
You've got Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, I've got Jansen Bob.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I don't have
cross-section.
them in my house at the moment, but I do have like a lot of the Kevin Smith in action figures.
The
that came
Viewers
out years
universe.
ago.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
What
yeah,
what do you have any pop figures? You just have like Kubrick, Scorsese.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, I've got
Poster of
the-
2001.
Yeah,
Look at that
on your
Alex
dorm.
in a Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, I've got the Clockwork Orange one. I got the Agnes Varda pop vinyl rest in peace.
Barry Lyndon.
But I bought one for my partner. I bought her Baby Groot pop vinyl.
That's nice.
It's nice.
I like
didn't mind
Avengers.
the style on there, but I've been tempted because it's so ridiculous. There's like a Scarface pop vinyl that comes with the car. Like the car with like the tiger.
Does it,
Oh,
does it have like his nose like dusted with cocaine?
That's what I'm fascinated by because it does look like there's coke involved in it. I'm like, these pop vinyls can do anything. There's no stopping them. You
Yeah.
can do a Golden Girls pop vinyl. You can do like The Crow. They do every genre.
Yeah, dude.
every project is out there.
It's just a licensing deal. It's very clever. It's a good way to just print money. I
They've
reckon.
got Buffy ones. I don't know why I don't have them yet.
Yeah.
Because you've got all these other Buffy.
Yeah, I've
toys.
already got all my.
There's a lot of
Buffy
Final
figures.
Fantasy ones too. You love that
There
shit.
are Final Fantasy ones, are there?
They're for sure a Final Fantasy.
I'm going to EB Games. I'll see you guys
They've got
later.
they've got like ones of like Monica from like a specific episode of Friends.
Yeah,
like,
there's for sure
I'm
Final
pretty sure there's
Fantasy
not
ones.
Final
got-
Fantasy ones. I'll look
they-
them up right now. Where's my credit card?
Monica.
yeah. Well, that's one of them. Like one of my
Chef
sisters,
Monica.
My sister's
Yeah.
a teacher, and
I've
one
got
of her kids gave her as a Christmas present. They're like Monica with her like hair in the braids.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I want a Chef Carl Casper from the movie Chef by Jean Favreau. That's what I want.
Oh shit, they do have them. All right,
course they
I'll see you
fucking
guys
do.
later.
Yeah, he's just gonna be.
I would have bet at $1,000 just then of my own money for real. I would be running out of a loss if
I'd
I
be
did lose.
shocked if there was not
If there
Final
wasn't a
Oh,
Final
actually,
Fantasy
maybe
one.
this is a mock-up. I don't think this is real.
Really? Fuck, well, glad I didn't
Hold
put the
on.
money on it.
But hold on.
I would even bet that they have like Final Fantasy the movie,
have-
the CGI movie.
Yeah.
I'd probably buy this Mark Hoppus one. That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's on brand.
Yeah.
It's a guy with a backwards cap. Who is it?
Travis Barker.
Yeah, that's Travis
I don't know who
Barker.
that is.
He's
I
the
only
drummer from Blink-182.
Know, I only know Clive Barker.
Big Undying fan.
You only listen to Zorba the Greek.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with Greek folk music.
Yeah, I don't think that's a legitimate Funko.
That's
I'll go
fine.
home and do some more research.
Isn't the production company that owns Final Fantasy the same as Kingdom Hearts, though?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Square
sure there's...
Enix.
There are,
Yeah,
there are
Square, right?
definitely
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts ones. But Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
is a more crossover.
Well, maybe if the deal was done through Disney, maybe.
yeah.
I want some more pirated underground Funko Pop.
Oh, man, there's a
action.
whole community.
Yeah,
of
brother.
like people making
I
their
wouldn't
own.
doubt it.
I was considering getting Yvette and Hastings Funko Pops for his wedding,
For
mate.
the wedding
because
cake?
I know he wouldn't really like it, but he also would like it.
Like T would be touched by it, but not openly so.
No, I
Yeah.
want to get the Gerard Way Joker figurine. That's what I want as my wedding gift.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a Gerard Way design of the Joker that never got published, but they made into like an action figure. It's like one of those like $600 replica ones. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't doubt that you would love to spend money on that.
Oh man, nah, it's good, but it's exciting.
I hope they release a freaking Seth MacFarlane.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
no, Seth MacFarlane. Who's the MacFarlane toys?
Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane. I
Oh,
always get
yeah,
those
Spawn.
guys confused because I reckon they have the same fan base while being wildly
Yeah.
in their artistic pursuits.
Yeah.
Spawn and the Orville both overlap, I would say.
They don't overlap. They freaking prolapse. dude.
I've heard. Apparently, the Orville's not terrible. I've heard.
Mm.
And I'm obsessed with Cleveland show, so I should give it a watch.
Man, Cleveland show I remember was like on Channel 7 or whatever on TV time. It's like I wanted to like it so badly. I really wanted it to be good. and
Genuinely thought it was better than American Dad.
I still think American Dad's not that bad.
Apparently, the consensus now is that American Dad is the best of the three.
I think it
Really?
probably is, yeah.
Really?
Like, it got
It's
better.
my
over
favorite one
time.
of the three.
I actually think all cartoons suck now because of, because of Family Guy.
Yeah.
I can't get into. Never seen a Rick and Morty.
Bob's
I've never
Burgers is good.
seen- I've seen a few bits of it.
Have you watched Big Mouth?
A little bit of it.
Big Mouth is
Oh,
great.
it's so good.
What I've seen of it is really funny and very beautiful and great work, everybody. But I think like Family Guy burned me so bad.
Yeah,
Really?
right.
Nico Malian
Rick and
has
Morty's
seen
good.
every episode of Family Guy.
Really?
I
Every
believe
single
that
episode.
100%.
Every single episode.
That's a fucking hot scoop.
And I think
I'm very excited
I think
about
it
this news.
all the time. That he's seen every single
Even
episode.
like weekly now, he'd catch up with them.
I don't know if he's still on the weekly.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think,
Everything that's come out on DVD.
Has you seen
at JB
Trump
Hi-Fi.
Guy, the episode where they go to the White House?
I don't know the details because I didn't care to ask. But, but
You
I
just
he
went, oh
probably
man,
would've.
that's really sad.
Peter,
Yeah,
Griffin,
that's
Peter Griffin
wild.
fights Trump.
That's
Man.
crazy. He would freaking go for that guy.
He does.
He's a working class man.
I know.
He works in a freaking toy factory from where I finished watching the series.
Yes. Yes, that is what he's doing.
Yes, that's
Currently.
a solid premise
Yes.
for
Yes.
humor.
Yes, that is why Peter Griffin works. Yeah, man, Rick and Morty's actually good. It's just the fan base is fucking dog shit.
Fuck, man, I would have predicted you say exactly that.
I feel like that's
Rick and
something
Morty
that you
would
would
come
say
up.
about your own comedy.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
actually good at comedy. My fan base sucks, but
There is a bit of that.
Kind of, yeah.
yeah. Any of Andy's fans who listen to the pod, thank you. We love you.
I think Rick and Morty's good. But I do agree with what you say about the fans.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. It is also like the show is so far up its own ass. It's hard to watch sometimes. But you know, whatever, man.
We couldn't be any further out of our own ass.
yeah.
We're prolapsed.
Because we're just straight up like we're bad and low concept and everything
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the show is bad.
How does it feel being on Sydney's worst podcast?
It feels like a favor.
Fuck
It feels like I'm doing a favor for some mates, and it's nice to hang out. We don't hang
This
out.
is
that
our
much.
1 year anniversary,
Oh,
baby.
congratulations!
We're really hoping for a bump from this.
Well, let's
Yeah,
hope.
yeah.
I'll spruik it on my podcast. Not guaranteed, but I will put it,
I
will
might
put it on my
throw in
Twitter.
one on Dude Cinema Pod.
Yeah. I'll put one in the edit. No, it's exciting. Congratulations, guys! It is a milestone to do 1 year of podcasts because it's
Yeah.
fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
hard. I can't barely even committed to my own podcast these days.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even do an episode this week.
Yeah.
Man,
Ah,
that's
I
the
would've
dream.
loved
Not
that.
to
Yeah,
not do an
really.
episode. Oh man,
Yeah.
please.
Sometimes you gotta take a break, but you gotta put something, a little something in the feed.
Who's the workhorse? Is it you or
Me,
Cam?
obviously.
Yeah. I mean,
I do all the edit, do everything, try to do the schedule. That doesn't work. We're just two busy boys trying to do content to raise awareness for things that we do.
You got nominated for an award this week.
Yeah, we
haven't been.
Yeah, you guys should have submitted. It costs money. I got the
Does it
ABC
actually?
to do it. Yeah, it costs money to
yeah.
submit. I got the ABC to do it. And I honestly, truly believe we've done freaking category fraud because we're under like best popular culture podcast, like with like
Yeah.
just people talking about like TV shows and stuff like
Yeah.
that and magazine stuff. And we're freaking investigative journalists.
Yeah.
We like uncovered a mystery, and like that's not pop culture.
Yeah.
Well, it's based on pop culture, but
Yeah.
You've done more journalism, like in 10 episodes of a podcast than
Yeah.
I've done, and I have a fucking degree.
I dropped out of 2 journalism degrees,
All right, there
thank
you
you,
go.
so made up for it.
Hey, shout outs to Notre Dame.
Yep, Notre Dame University. It's where Hastings and I didn't meet, but we did study there at the same time.
Yeah.
Ooh, very.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
the hunchback there.
Ringing the bell.
Yeah, I didn't go much.
Happy uni, dudes.
Yeah, everyone ring a ding ding. Here we go. Everyone get to class. Come to mass.
Fuck me.
I became good friends with someone post uni,
No
and
bragging.
we figured out that we were close friends because he identified me for something very dumb I did in a tutorial once, where like
Where you showed up and you thought you were supposed to be teaching this other class, but you came here and then years later you married her.
This is how I met your mother.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful hymn reference. And also, at Notre Dame, the biggest society was the How I Met Your Mother Society.
Was it really?
That's not a kid. That's the truth.
That's
That
very
rules.
funny.
How did you? So, what did this friend recognize?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, like he was. So what happened was one time we were doing kind of like a exercise where we had to like silently write like an essay, and then we'd like give it to someone else to read, and then they'd read it aloud to the class. And as I
That
started,
sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Did they name you?
Where'd you go to uni? A
Wait.
nightmare? This is horrible.
This isn't the horrible part.
But,
So-
well, like, when they read your thing out, did say your name, or it was just like reading out?
Yeah,
an
no, they
anonymous
just say
essay?
it's like I'm reading this person's essay. The person
Right.
next to me. It's not like
That's horrifying.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I get into my little pencil case. I try my pen. It doesn't work, and I was too nervous to ask someone for a pen, so I just scratched indents into the paper.
Oh my god!
And wrote a whole essay like that.
Oh my god!
You're an adult at this time.
Yeah.
That is how that.
That's
oh,
nuts. That's
That is a
fucking
plot
insane.
line from one of these
This
fucking
is
movies.
my second year of uni. And
Jesus,
Second
what year
year?
was this?
2006.
Fuck. So
Second
So then,
year.
then it's pens down, finish. Guy hands me his essay. I hand him my blank piece of paper with indents, and he was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I
It's
didn't have a
Braille.
pen." And he looked at me and he goes, "I have a pen."
good lord.
Everyone had a good laugh at me, and that's how my friend later was like, "Hey, you went to Macquarie. Like, you're the pen guy."
All
Yeah.
I need to. I don't want to leave this
You'd be
topic. I'm
famous
so sorry.
to all the people in that class.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that
Did you
story's
know?
fucked.
Did you know that it was going to be read out?
Yeah.
And then you made the decision not to ask.
What did
for
Yeah,
you
it.
that's
think would
horrifying.
happen?
What
What
did
did
you
you think?
expect?
Yeah. What
I
would
don't. I was anxious.
What was
Like,
going
if
through
you
your
were
head?
worried
Were you
about-
like,
like
is
you
this
said-
legible? Can I even read what's being put down?
Like, what do you think would
It
be
was pretty deep scratches.
like? What did you think?
No, flip it over. You read it with your hands. It's braille. It's quite an indent.
What did you think would be worse? Someone reading your chicken,
I thought asking for the
your
pen would be
your
worse.
chicken
Clearly.
scratching, or you'd put your hand up and be like, "Excuse me, Professor. Actually, I forgot a pen."
I didn't
Everyone
wanna-
like, oh, you fucking idiot!
didn't-
You came to this class without a pen.
I didn't want to look unprepared. I had a
Oh my
whole
God.
pencil case.
Oh,
That is every bit of this story is absolutely scrumptious.
that is up there with the best on the pod.
This
have
is-
you saved
yeah.
that for the year anniversary?
I think something with Lex reminded me of it earlier this week, and I was like, I should mention.
How
Oh,
often
that's
do you
so
think
good.
about this?
I haven't thought about it for years. Really,
That's bullshit. I would think about that every
Yeah.
It would
I'd
be
think about that every 5
constantly
minutes.
looming over my head.
Like,
I'll be like-
every time I touch a pen, I'm like,
Especially-
shit.
Well, I did
Fuck,
stop.
where were you?
That was
Where
the
were
last day I ever wrote with my hands.
Especially like
Next class, you turn up with a fucking laptop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
invented the iPad.
Yeah, that's me.
you had a nightmare scenario as well. You had this horrific experience. You thought it was done. You thought you were done with your life. You made a new friend. He was like, "Wait, hold on. You did the thing. That's your worst fear come to life. Surely that someone witnessed this."
Yeah, he was a cool guy. We got beers.
Yeah, right. Fair
But
enough.
also, you've
What if it happens again? When you meet a new person now, you're like, "Fuck! What if they were in the
Hmm.
room too?"
Oh, I think it's too far removed now.
What if you are doing the Melbourne International Comedy Festival gala
And someone
and
remembers
someone
that?
in the front row is like, "It's the pen guy."
I'd probably do the bit and crush.
Yeah, that would actually.
Yeah,
destroy
like,
it.
well, I guess it's come up quite naturally.
Yeah,
in
see,
this
like,
story.
it would be
Yeah,
different
yeah.
because, like, if someone did an open mic, if they were like, "Hey, I'm trying comedy for the first time," like, you're the
Yeah.
pen guy, I'd be like, "Oh, being at Sweeney's is far more embarrassing than
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pen story."
Yeah.
Like, I've far surpassed that.
Yeah, and
like,
you're-
I'm
you're
drunk. It's
blossomed.
8:30 p.m. I'm trying out a new 4 that I forget halfway through. Yeah, that's
You've
way more
blossomed.
embarrassing.
Your self-confidence has skyrocketed since
Yeah,
those
that's
start
probably
days of
why I don't
06.
think about it as much
Come a long
anymore.
way, baby.
I used to for quite a bit.
Now you can be delighted when you think about it because it's honestly one of the best things I've ever heard. In my entire life.
Well, now
It's
I.
an unbelievable story.
Now
is
maybe,
so good.
now maybe I will think about it every day because I'll be like, I made Alexei's life a little better that day.
That's stage worthy.
Yes, it
You
is.
can
When
definitely
you
do
were-
that.
I
Stand
think I
up.
tried to do it as like a dual, like type of banter thing with caution, but because it's so specific, I guess it's like not very jokey. It's like this is what I did.
But
like,
there are so many funny
Everything
details.
is-
Like those are the
everything
laugh
is-
lines.
Maybe I'll
It's
try
just
it.
Yes.
peeling all the
And
layers.
then you've
away.
got like a beautiful. And this is a
Sorry, I'm
story
probably
club
not allowed
story.
to talk about layers on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's an onion thing related to Shrek. I see what
Intellectual
you're trying to do
property.
there. Yeah. So while you're here, I can actually take. I can put this through. This is going under the mic check copyright. But we're a highly litigious micronation, the Mic Check Republic. But like that's a story club story because you got a beautiful ending where it's like, now
yeah.
I've got a great friend that knows me and has seen me blossom into a hairy man. And,
Yeah, I
and
suppose
comedian
so.
with
But
a
it could happen
podcast.
again. You could meet someone.
You can
else
make
from
up
that
some
class.
like thing about like when he left
could be
the pub
70
with it,
years
he was
old, you
like,
don't know.
Hey man, and then just hands you a pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
You
could
might
happen.
need this.
I don't
It'll
think
This
become
could
a thing
happen-
where people come to see you when they throw pens at you on stage.
That'd be
I would
sick.
love. This is your version of Wolf of Wall Street, where like, sell me this pen. Well, if you don't have a pen, you're gonna actually terrifying
This will
experience.
happen. And then, so I tell that story, and then I just get pushed a mountain of cocaine. And then just like, you won. I just dip my face in it and die.
Man, he looks so upset then, just like imagining you doing cocaine that he's had no
Oh, yeah.
involvement in.
I'm not doing it with Hastings around.
Yeah, let the record show. Not saying I was disappointed. Do not care for the white stuff.
Oh, man. Anyway, welcome to We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All, a podcast about teen sex comedies and other things as well, like fish
this
pussies.
one's actually a teen sex comedy.
Yeah,
Damn right it is.
Good one,
We're
too.
doing Superbad by Judd Apatow, I believe.
Greg Mottola is
yes.
the director.
Yeah. Written by
All right.
Seth
Seth
Rogen
Rogen
and
and
Evan
Evan
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
All right, well, Apatow just produced it then, I guess.
Dude, you would love this. It's written by fucking Goldberg. That's right up Sick. Sitting down with the stairs like,
Phil Goldberg?
What was high school like for you, man? It's like, yeah. Cool. You know?
Fogel walking out with the fucking vest on, like.
Yeah. Dun, dun.
Dun.
That when Fogel walked out with the vest, I hadn't seen this movie for like 5 years.
It's so funny.
And watching this morning, and Fogel walking out with the vest, I laughed for a minute.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so
I
funny.
just non-stop.
It's such a good
He's
outfit.
got this beautiful prance. He's leading with his freaking crotch.
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
shoulders are way back, and he's like floating out. I was like, this is the height of humor. Is
Yeah.
a young man wearing a vest.
Fogel's so good in it. Like, he's so funny.
It is a tremendous performance for a first time.
Yeah, man. Old enough to party. That's so funny.
Did you look at the dynamics of the three and match who it was to each one in this?
No, I didn't.
Oh, because you're obviously Jonah
No.
Hill. in
No,
this
I'm not.
scenario.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you
are.
are.
Like
Jonah Hill.
a deeply insecure man that constantly talks about getting pussy.
You-
and
that
then
doesn't
I'm
sound
the
like me.
straight. I was the
You're
Michael Cera to that.
But
But
I feel like you're Fogel.
I thought you were more Fogel
Why am I Fogel?
because you're like autistic and shit.
How very dare you?
Oh, Jesus.
You are autistic and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what a joy it was to be sitting at a table and for someone else to be accused of being Jonah Hill? Was like a release for me just then.
Yeah. Did you think it was coming?
A relief. It was like, oh, who would be here? I'm like, no, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah, the amount of times I've gotten people being like, oh, Seth Rogen
Yeah.
lookalike, or Zach Galifianakis. You're like, Zach Galifianakis is in his 40s. I'm 29 when they're doing it.
I'd get Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill depending on the fluctuation of my weight.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I got the Seth today. Thank God, I'm
I
looking
got,
good.
yeah, I got thin Seth Rogen once, and I was not sure how to feel about it.
That's nice though. You
Thin-
look like Seth Rogen now, like as
Yeah.
of today. Saw his
You're
Insta.
Green Hornet, Seth Rogen.
Man, that movie was dog shit, right? I never saw it.
I
It's
thought,
directed by Michelle Gondry.
yeah.
Okay.
He
That
did-
was not what I was asking.
He actually did
Was that the
Eternal
dude who was like the
Sunshine.
music video director?
Yeah.
And he did
Right.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Yeah.
Mind.
Oh, right.
So he's a real auteur.
Yeah, Green Hornet. It's a real auteur, if you ask me.
I think Greg Mottola has a fucking good track record.
Sick,
Adventureland
dude. Greg-
rules.
Adventureland is
I like
a
Adventureland.
wonderful movie. And he did that HBO Larry David movie where he invents like that electric car thing.
Never even heard of that.
He did
It's
Paul
quite nice.
as well.
Oh, honestly, I love
I think
Paul.
Paul's pretty funny.
I get shit
I like
for loving
Paul.
I've never seen it.
I like Paul.
You all love Paul?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Paul's
it's
good.
wonderful.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I
I've seen it a
think
couple times.
I love it.
I'm
going
going to
to
watch it now then.
Yeah, let's chuck it on now.
Yeah. Stop this podcast. We
Superbad
already
rules.
did the pen
Yeah.
story.
Super good, actually.
Yeah.
Congratulations on a 1 year anniversary of a podcast.
You don't think you're the Jonah Hill in this situation?
I
Like,
don't-
just based on the way the guy acts.
Yeah.
I know. I actually assumed
You're the
that
most
was,
obsessed
like,
with pussy. You're the most cunty.
Whoa.
Yes, certainly you are a Jonah type in a Fogel body. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But Fogel in Kick-Ass. the same
That's
haircut.
fair.
That's
that
you.
one's that's more. That
Yeah,
sounds
I could
more
see
up
you
to
going around calling yourself the Red Mist or the motherfucker, I believe he is in the
But
second one.
you're like the Fogel character in This Is the End, where Michael Cera sprays cocaine on his face and you freak out about it. You're like,
I
I've
would
never
okay.
done
Yeah,
this.
I would do that.
Yeah. I wouldn't spray cocaine in your face.
Maybe you would.
Cocaine's really expensive. Guys, I'm so depressed. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Okay, let's fix
It's
it.
fine.
What's wrong with you?
I don't
No, we've already
know. I
been
just
over
woke
this
up
in the
feeling
last
sad.
episode.
Well, it's carried over to a whole nother week for your listeners.
You mean like that 2-week stretch? It was the crack
Yeah.
epidemic.
Yeah. Crack is... I can't
Crack
remember.
is whack.
Crack is...
It is whack.
It's very
racist,
whack.
the stigma against it.
Do you think you're gonna like indulge in heavier drugs at the festival now that you're
No, I don't
depressed?
think so. I think I want to like sort of sit in bed all day. I think it's more that kind of vibe, which is good. Like that
That's
way,
better for you.
It's better for me. Yeah, it's not a bad way for me to just save some money, I guess.
Alexei, you
We
used
just
to
cured
do.
him of his depression by forcing him down it. I used to do
Yeah, you used to do stand-up comedy with us when
Yeah.
we were shitty
back in the day.
open micers. Was the consensus that Andrew Hastings was a good or bad comedian?
Oh
then?
gosh, that's actually quite quite a theory. I don't know, because I remember a lot of times having conversation with Hastings, just going like, "You got to wake up. You got to figure out why you're funny," and stuff like that.
Yeah, back in the at the back of Mug and Kettle.
Yes, because I think Hastings has he has what it takes to figure out how to be funny. And
What the fuck is this? This is my podcast.
You're the one who's been going on about this the last few days.
No, I
Hastings has been having a little crisis of image.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Where he thinks the idea that his brand that he's a bad comedian is finally starting to bite him in the ass.
God, what gave you that idea? That's horrible. to brand yourself that way.
I didn't brand myself that way. It just
Well,
You
happened.
was-
admitted
yeah, it
that you kind of
naturally
did.
happened.
It kind of like I certainly played a role.
Yes, but I think honestly, because I remember like hanging out with you backstage in those wonderful green room nights and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But you make me laugh so much.
Thank
and
you,
then you
Alexei.
would be, because you were so like so anxious and ready to please.
Yeah.
And then on stage you were not trying to please anyone.
Yeah.
And you didn't either.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm good now.
Oh yeah, sure. I think so. I think you're very funny.
Thanks, man. Whatever. I'm gonna kill myself.
Let's, talk about,
don't.
let's actually talk about this
Don't.
movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
Yes, I adore this movie. I hadn't seen it for a long time, but it's one of my favorite movies, I would say.
Yeah, this is a real comfort movie for me.
Yeah.
I watch it a lot.
Yeah, I've seen it a bunch.
This movie made me cry the first time I saw it.
Oh, really?
Which part did you
Start
cry
at the
in?
end.
Yeah, the friendship part.
Yeah.
I went with
it's
my
beautiful.
my first
I-
girlfriend.
I like.
Me too, man.
I went with
think-
my first
I
girlfriend.
think the
at
end
time.
scene, like when they get up and go to the mall, is incredibly sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah,
with
where
that
they're,
little
like, big-
boop on the nose thing, to see like that kind of like
Yeah.
physical affection between two teenage boys at that time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
heterosexual teenage boys, I think is so beautiful and so well done. I think it's got a great message of friendship and male platonic friendship in this film.
Yeah, I saw it with
And it
my
was
first
nice to
girlfriend at
watch-
the time. She looked over at me, saw I was crying, and she was like, "You think this is about you and your friend, don't you?" And I was like, "Yes."
But it is. I remember this movie came out at like such like an important time for me. I was 16 and I had a
What
group,
year did it come out?
2007.
Right, yeah. So I was in year 12.
Yeah, I was in year 10, yes. And I went to see with my three of my best friends, and we had a very similar dynamic. We were like, oh yes, obviously I'm the Jonah Hill, because back in high school I looked exactly like him. Same hair as him. Even watching it now, like when there's shots of him from behind, I go, fuck, that's me. I hold my body the same way that he does. And then my best friend Dylan was just like the Michael Cera character. And then we had this friend David, who was like the weirdo. Like he was Vogel. We used to call him Fagel in the movie. We used to call him Gavid and stuff.
Yes.
He like we all would do impressions of him, but like that's I think how I discovered I was funny, was because I used to do a really good impression of him. Where it just became a character, because he used to talk literally like, hello, it's me, David. How is everybody today? And just like would always talk like that. And then there was a fourth friend who were like, yes, there's no character that's analogous for you in this movie.
So you can be Joe Latrulio's character, the weirdo who runs them over with a car.
But I think probably second only to like looking for other Brandy, do I watch a movie and go, that was a part of my life. That was what my life looked like at the time. That's what it felt like at the time.
Yeah.
Especially because like came out
I
at the
agree with
time when
that.
I was like just starting to like go to parties and drink and stuff.
Well, this came out like I was like at like the same age, basically.
Yeah.
Like leaving high school.
This would be my second year at university, so during the Penn saga.
Even the Ben saga.
Oh God, I've had a
As
terrible day.
as
Gonna
soon
go
as you
home and watch
said-
Superbad.
As soon as you said the year that Ben saga happened, like fucking a year later, you're going to be watching this movie, having that memory.
So
You'd be drawing those dicks, but
I
they'd
would
be
have-
hidden. No one would see them. It's just an indent.
I wouldn't have viewed this as important as you did. I would have viewed this as maybe a little more like wistful and nostalgic, being like, oh, one day
Yeah.
me and my friend Davis are probably not going to be as close as
Yeah.
we are how we are now.
Yeah.
And now he noogies me.
Yeah, now we
You
bullies
still hang out enough that this guy noogies me when you're in there.
Yeah.
I still have a friend from that era who I'm like probably still that close with.
But we're not close anymore. We used to I used to drive to his house every day and play like FIFA until 4 a.m. and drive home. Like, there's no point in
Jeez.
doing that.
Wow, yeah. It'd be awesome to do that kind of stuff now in your late 20s.
Yeah. Hey, since you want to come over till 4 tonight?
Yeah.
I see you think that Jamie is in his late 20s.
Well, I just throw in a stab in the dark. Even though I knew that you'd
A
already
real
done
Zach
uni.
Galifianakis type.
He did uni while I was a young minor.
No, what are you, like 32?
I'm 32, yeah.
Yeah.
That's late 20s.
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
opinion. That's late
Still
20s.
blossoming.
I'm in my early 20s. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I'll be 30 when this comes out.
Will you? Oh, yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Probably. What did you guys think of The Officers, Slater and Gordon?
I don't know, great. Bill Hader's one of my favorite comedy
I
actors.
forgot that this is like the first time I'd ever seen Bill Hader.
Bill
in
Hader
something.
fucking rules, man.
I think Bill Hader's performance in this is very underrated. He's so funny. Like, Seth
Very
Rogen's funny, but Bill Hader is great in it.
Bill Hader is doing a character. Seth
Yeah,
Rogen
yeah.
is just doing Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like at that point in time, we'd only seen like 2 movies with him doing that. So it's still a delight. But Bill Hader's like clocking in. He's working.
Yeah.
I think they are so funny together.
Yeah.
Especially that scene where like you first meet them and they're trying to take the description of the guy that has done the robbery.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, they look like us, so I'm going to write down Jewish.
It is weird that they haven't like teamed them up like that again.
Well, the Hader wasn't really involved in like a lot of the Apatow movies subsequent to that. I guess Beginning Sarah Marshall was before.
He's probably popped
Yeah.
up here and there.
I reckon
but-
he'd be in a
He was
couple
in
of
This
think
Is the End probably
Yeah.
for a little bit.
He's
Oh,
in
he's not in
Knocked
This
Up.
Is the End.
Oh, really?
He's in Knocked Up. He plays the editor at... What the fuck are you doing, bro? You're
lucky-
Hastings has just lifted up his shirt.
There's
and he's
like a
grooming
weird.
himself
There's
like
a weird mark.
chimpanzee.
There's a mark I've never seen before on my stomach. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Same, I haven't seen it before either, and I wish I had never.
I'm a little
I
worried.
got like this little burnt.
Is it like a
cube
is it like a blister or something?
Yes,
It looks like a
an
blister.
infected
Or like a mosquito
scab.
bite or something.
Yeah, it could be a mosquito bite. I was hanging out outside.
To be
last
honest,
night.
you're lucky that he had his shirt on at all.
Yeah, but-
That's why you're depressed today. This is the first time you've like taken
This
your
is the
shirt
first
up.
time you've potted. Yeah.
Yeah.
With a shirt on for a
You're
while.
right. Maybe I need a change of energy. Hold
I
on.
think,
Oh,
yeah, you
no.
can take
What's
it
happening?
off. It was the slow reveal that was upsetting to me.
Yeah, just
Just like you checking out this, like lifting it up enough to check out like some
Also
fucking
ju-
infected wound.
Yeah, also just you like telling a story, watching him divert his attention gradually as he's just looking you in the eye and then slowly pulling up his shirt.
he's like a little. He's gonna turn to Quato. That little infection there. It's gonna become sentient.
What's going on? What's going on in Hastings, buddy?
All right, we'll post a photo of the mark on my stomach.
I'll take it now.
Yeah, that's the episode. The episode picture. Happy 1
Let's
year
get a real
anniversary.
close up.
He's
Yeah,
an
I get it.
infected pustule.
I think it's just a blister or something.
Stop squeezing it. It's gonna burst.
I'm not square. I'm just taking a look. God, I'm so fucking fat. This is easily the fattest I've ever been.
Well,
I hate my fucking body.
Oh gosh, I don't know how to bring you back up from this.
I thought removing your t-shirt would make you happier.
Yeah, me too, but it didn't. It's all right. I'm okay. I'm doing okay.
You guys thinking of closing up this podcast? Sounds like it's not
I'd
going
say that happens
every-
damn near
Every week.
Yeah.
Man.
What else about this movie is good? The comedy is wonderful. It's very funny.
Emma Stone's real hot. That's
Yeah.
perking me up.
Would you?
Oh man, I reckon I would.
I think this cast is superb. Like
Yeah.
everyone in it. You've got like Kevin Corrigan coming up as
I
like
love
this
Kevin
antagonist,
Corrigan.
and the David Krumholtz, two of the most exciting, hairy character actors of the early 2000s, are popping up.
It's so funny that like Martin Starr and David Krumholtz come up in that little bit where like Krumholtz is playing this really tough guy. And it's
Yeah.
like, aren't you a like nerdy little?
Yeah, I love him as a tough guy though. He plays a good tough guy.
He does it well.
And he's so handsome here. He's so handsome. Just a few years later, he'd become fat.
Really fat.
Yeah,
but
he's
then he
quite
got.
fat.
Is he really fat?
He's fluctuated quite a lot.
Yeah, he's a
'Cause
Alexei
this would have been
Toliopoulos
like when he was on Numbers, right?
Yeah, this would have
Probably?
been Numbers or Num 3ers.
Yeah,
if
Numbers.
if you're reading the episode out loud.
Yeah,
Numbers produced by like Ridley Scott.
Ridley and Tony Scott.
Yeah.
It was a Scott-free production.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's fucking weird, man. That's so crazy.
It is.
They're a production company. They're trying to find a slate of projects. It's not that weird.
Ridley Scott,
Break. I don't know what's crazy about
Ridley
it.
Tony Stott's like a big time blockbuster director.
Yes, and he
he's
wants to
making
put
a
cash
shitty
flow.
network.
Well, I think
fucking-
it's that the disconnect for you is that you don't realize he's not making it. He's just pushing
No,
it
for
forward.
sure. Right, of course. Yeah, okay.
Give Crumhold something to say.
Yeah.
Crumhold, what are you going to do with your hands in this scene?
Right, okay. Yeah, you're right.
It's like in an
He's not
office,
actually involved
Chuck,
with
he's
the
like, chuck my name on this one. Tony, how about you? And that's
Who's the
it.
other number? Who's the brother?
The guy from Northern Exposure.
Ooh.
Which guy from Northern
The
Exposure?
main-
My mum loved that
The
show.
main guy who's like in the center of all the crew production photos.
Right.
I don't know his name as an actor, but he's
Nah.
delightful.
I'm looking at
My
up.
mum loved that show.
Yeah, right.
A lot of the dialogue and the performance
Rob
in this is
Morrow.
like so well done for like awkward kids. Like him when he's talking
Yeah.
about getting alcohol and like, I'm getting that for show. It's
Yeah.
like beautifully
So
cringeworthy.
good.
Yeah.
My back is located on my cock.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Especially the little sting of confidence he gets just as he thinks of the line and goes into it is so perfectly
One
played.
detail that I never realized until I rewatched it for this is that Emma Stone's character laughs at it and
Yeah.
the other one is upset.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
them both being upset by it.
Yeah.
No.
She's into it. She
It-
thinks he's beautiful and effervescent.
Yeah. She's CTF.
Yeah, she's into it. Emma Stone looks like you're saying she's beautiful in this film, but she looks so.
I don't think that's how I phrased
Yeah.
it.
I think, yeah, you said you would. But she looks so different. I think that she may have gone under the scalpel, if I might.
Oh,
suggest
man,
that.
that's
think so.
crazy.
What did she have
That's a
done?
crazy hot
Her
take.
nose. I reckon her nose is well different. And she maybe
Really?
even had plumpening of the lips.
Man, in Hollywood? Nah.
Plumpeting of the lips, maybe.
I think
She's
so.
she is very beautiful.
My,
in that
my
movie.
housemate
honestly,
Sam, who
even
you just
Hollywood
saw
is
leave,
yes.
came home one day and she'd had a bit of cosmetic injectables in the lips. And damn it if I wasn't like, fuck, I might do that.
I reckon I will eventually get some sort of Botox.
I think it's
I reckon
What do
you will
need
too.
it for?
I got,
Because you look
yeah,
so weathered.
for that weird little wound. to close it up.
I'm getting out. I'm getting like laugh lines and crow's feet and shit, man. I'm getting old. I'm just aging.
But you can't see your face because your fucking hair's in front of it all the time.
Yeah, I know, and I don't like that. I'm getting too old.
I think you shouldn't get cosmetic surgery. I think you should just start painting your face to do stand up.
Yeah. Fucking Reese Nicholson that shit. I've started
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to.
Yeah, some white face paint, some black
some
clown
white.
marks.
That's
Oh,
what you're
yeah,
gonna do.
yeah, yeah.
You
Get
would
some
look
juggalo
beautiful.
shit going.
Or just like literally look like Ozzy Osbourne. You're like one day away from it. Just do that running mascara. You'd look beautiful.
Oh man, that would actually be great.
I
Really-
watched The Dirt, that Netflix.
Oh, apparently
movie.
it's dog shit.
How is it?
Of course it's,
It's
dog
pretty
shit.
bad.
Really?
But there is
Good.
a scene where Ozzy
Doesn't it really,
Osbourne, snorts a line of ants and drinks his own pee, and it's like
Wow.
it's at this hotel, and he just pees on the floor and starts lapping it up while like showing all the non-rockers who don't get it, being like, "Oh my!"
Isn't it basically like a glorifying nostalgia pic of like these vile human beings?
There's the one part of it because like the thing they do weird is like they kind of condemn Vince Neil for his drunk driving. They kind of condemn Nikki Sixx for his heroin use. Tommy Lee, they're just like they literally
famous
say
domestic
out.
abuser.
Well, they famously say out loud his problem was that he loves too much.
Oh my god!
That is
And like,
that
there's
is really
one
rough.
scene where like he's on a bus and this woman is being just a piece of shit to him, calling his mom a cunt, and then like he hits her,
Yeah.
and she like everyone's kind of like whoa. Like it's the first time he realized
Yeah.
he maybe had the taste for hitting women. But he looks like horrified, goes back at the end of his bus, she gets kicked off the bus. That's the last time you ever hear it. And then it's just like
Oh,
Tommy
God.
Lee's problem is just that he loves his parents. Like later he brings
So
his
they give like
parents.
context to justify the violence.
Yeah, and he brings
that's
his
fucked.
parents to
Yuck.
meet
Oh.
Nikki Sixx, and he's just kind of like an eager to please kid, while Nikki at this point is like, "Fuck everything, man." And it's
Yeah,
like,
man, that sucks.
Nikki Sixx's story about how he was like pronounced dead for a couple of hours and then like came back to life is pretty nuts though.
yeah, it's pretty cool in the movie. Some guy is a fan of The Crew, so brings him back to life. He's like, "We can't lose Six." I think that's
just
true.
in there going, "Live, damn it!" Like
Well,
in that-
he
like
hits
in
him. He
basketball.
hits him with multiple shots of adrenaline.
Yeah,
Who
right.
plays whom in this? Is there anyone like well known?
Machine Gun Kelly is
Oh.
Tommy
no.
Lee.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
a Machine Gun Kelly fan.
Yuck.
Really?
Oh, really?
Really?
Less surprised, really, coming from the rest of the room.
Yeah.
Really, I'm a Machine Gun Kelly impersonator.
That's the best joke we've ever done.
Thank you
very
so
good.
much. I appreciate that.
I like MGK. He's not bad.
Yeah.
I can't remember who the other guys were. Machine Gun Kelly is definitely.
Who plays Ozzy Osbourne? Knoxville? He actually
Steve-O.
snuffed the ants up.
Yeah.
And they were fire ants. So we were just wanting to get regular ants, but he insisted.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. Superbad, though, I think, is a funny film. We didn't talk about the dick drawing scene. That's like such a crucial.
I was going
like,
to say this.
set piece.
What's your favorite dick? What's your favorite dick?
Oh, gosh.
And did you do this?
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved doing this.
Yeah, I used to do it before the movie came out.
Yeah,
this
way
movie
before.
Oh, I did
sung to me because I was used to it was like one of my first personality bits was I would pretend to be like a police sketch artist and get people to describe their dicks to me and go how accurate was it because I thought it was so funny to do.
That is
funny.
Did,
it was
this
like a
movie spawned that whole phenomenon of drawing dicks on the Herald Sun articles.
Oh yeah, of course it would have.
Yeah,
That's
the whole idea of
that's
lots
what
of
it came from.
detail was definitely made more of a
Veiny,
thing.
giving them characteristics.
We
Yeah.
used to do them on MSN. I had a 3-way group chat with 2 of my friends, and
Whoa.
we'd just use the MSN Paint app to draw Sonic the Hedgehog as a dick. My favorite one from
That's awesome.
my favorite one from that era is my friend did one of a bunch of dicks, so much that it took up the whole screen. And he was a very artistic man, so it looked quite good. They're all bent different ways, so
Yeah.
it fit like a mosaic. And he just
Wow.
he posted it, which is so funny. And then he just wrote, I titled this one Many Dicks.
I invented 8 equals D in my community.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was the first one to come up with 8 equals D.
That's pretty
But-
good.
But did you?
But for my neighborhood, not for the whole world.
was it just one equals sign because you had a micro dick?
Just to be choked.
Back then, I had a tremendous micro penis. It wasn't until I got fillers put into it after I left.
Extra equal signs.
It was a lowercase D in my.
Man, all this
But yeah,
sort of,
what's your favorite dick? Because there's so
Oh.
many in them.
I forgot.
There's a Superman one that I
Yeah, the
like.
Superman
I-
one.
Oh, the Tiananmen Square
Tiananmen
one.
Ah,
Square, I
Tiananmen
love.
Square was very
Tiananmen
funny.
Square, I love, and I love the ape peeling the banana.
Yeah,
The
the
dick, that's
Tiananmen
really
Square one made me burst out
yeah,
laughing.
it's really
this
hard.
time.
I
Yeah.
think it's really hard to go past that one.
All
Because
this,
it's like imagining an 8-year-old boy having that reference
Yeah.
to the detail that he has is also funny.
And it's holding the bag
he's
as
so
well.
familiar with the image. Like he's
But I think that's another thing that I really like about this movie is that it shows these kids because it's pretty much the first millennial really teen sex comedy where it shows these teenagers quite cultured in their references.
Yeah.
Because it's the first time a generation has had access
Yeah.
to every single piece of pop culture ever
Yeah.
invented, really.
Yeah.
And so they're making jokes about fucking Orson Welles eating him to death.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the kind of shit that I was obsessed with was Orson
Yeah.
Welles is fat and stuff when,
Well,
I was,
we've spoken-
when I was 16 years old.
We've spoken a lot on the pod about how this movie is so influential on the post 05. It's a very sort of tempo moment in teen sex comedy.
Yes.
generally,
Created the
'cause
terrible
the genre
characters
just
of
changes
Project
after
X.
this.
That's exactly. I remember watching Project X.
Hotbot.
and that little fucking Costa cunt.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
his
oh,
name?
yeah,
he
He
sucks.
shrieks. I remember the name was Costa.
Yeah.
And where he's just like a Jonah Hill ripoff, but not understanding the nuance of that character.
Yeah.
And
There's supposed to be insecurity and sensitivity and
It's
vulnerability
this
to
kid's
it.
just yelling
And also,
gay
he gets
slurs.
shit on
Yes.
a bunch.
Zach Perlman has made a career of playing bad Jonah Hill people.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a Star Is Born moments.
Yeah.
This is he came out with this persona that was so well honed, and then everything he's done since then. Jonah Hill was actually, even though this is where he's most well known for, it's what constructed his persona. There's nothing else he's done that is like this, really.
Yeah.
Even 21 Jump Street, he just plays a gentle nerd, really.
Yeah.
And then Moneyball, I believe he plays the titular Moneyball in that movie.
Jonah Hill is
Couldn't
Moneyball.
be Robert Redford.
He's great in Money. I fucking love Moneyball.
And then, Wolf of Wall
Wolf
Street,
of Wall
completely
Street.
different.
Yeah.
Everything.
Nommed for a bloody Oscar.
Yeah, good on him. Really proud in that moment to to look like him.
Well, as someone that looked like Jonah Hill, did it make you happy that like Emma Stone was like an object of affection from that like also took it seriously? It wasn't just like, oh, I'm interested in this fat fucking piece of shit. She was just like, oh yeah, like it would be nice if we got to know each other. Because I remember thinking the same thing as a heavier gentleman, being like, oh, it's nice that she's just interested in him. Like, because she thinks he's funny and nice and doesn't think that him being fat is an impediment or a joke.
Yes, I think the Apatow movement of cinema helped chubby little bastards like
oh, absolutely.
It gave us the confidence to go like, I can be beautiful. I can have a girlfriend that's Katherine Heigl-esque or Emma Stone-esque.
Well, it's alarming the amount of times, like I said, like when people compare you to Seth Rogen, they think it's a genuine, like, sexy compliment.
Yeah.
Because they're like, yeah, I think Seth Rogen is a hot, schlubby guy.
I think he's hot. I think he's cool.
Hey,
When's someone
going to broke
compliment
Hastings? You look like you'd stopped for a minute
Hastings
there.
took his shirt off and was topless for 5 minutes. Then he put a hoodie on, like an open jacket hoodie.
But you've stopped. Like, you stopped in your tracks. Like, you were
He's
dead.
smiling.
Yeah, man.
Are you okay?
Keep smiling, man.
Oh, no. What's wrong with you? I was worried that when I came on this podcast that I would bully you.
No.
And it did,
I mean, you have.
Yeah, but it would be upsetting to you.
No,
Is it
I'm
that?
fine. No. I was just thinking about how, like, this
I
movie...
love
and-
your pants, Adidas sweatpants. Is
Thanks,
that going
dude.
to give you a smile?
I just
He's
appreciate
also
a
got the
genuine
matching
compliment.
slides
I was just
on.
thinking
I
about,
was wearing
like...
slides all day.
I've got some in my room over there.
About how, like, this movie...
I'm
and, like,
proud of
people
you too.
talking
Yeah,
about...
thanks, man.
About like their like childhood friendships and like what it is like to be a teenager and have friends and that close friends. It's like, man, and like, you know, James telling all these stories about his MSN groups and you and your high school friends. Like, man, friendship is so fleeting and everything is so, all relationships we have are so transient, and it's like we truly are alone. You know what I mean? Like, we really, at the end of the day, it is just us. You know?
Remember how we joked on the last episode about this was just therapy, and we were like, yeah, that's stupid. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah, good point. I'll shut up.
But also, I think you're wrong. Like, I think movies like this go like, oh, we're not alone. We have memories of people, and we always have.
Yeah,
those
the memories
positive
are beautiful. I remember
Every now and then we
I think
go
that
around
you're
the town
just
with 2 police
terrified of
officers
being...
and
It sounds like you're
tear it up.
terrified of the relationships ending at some point.
Yeah.
Like, you can't move on.
Do you know what surprised me about watching this movie this time? To move on entirely from where we were, was that I thought this movie was more chock full of hijinks. Like, there is not that many.
There's not that many
it's
hijinks,
quite
no.
naturalistic. Like, you know, you look at shit like 21 and Over or like the stuff that happened in Wake of this. They're all chock full of like huge set pieces that are unbelievable. Only the cop storyline is like the only thing that's unbelievable in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
There's even when the boys get trapped at that house party full of dangerous crime.
It's heightened for drama, but it's
it's heightened.
very
but
real.
It's a very real scenario. You've been trapped at parties.
and that
you don't wanna
feeling
be
when he's
at.
in the bedroom and he's freaking out and doing the drugs. I can really relate to that. Like,
Yeah.
Michael Cera's performance in this movie is so fucking
Yeah.
good and so funny. That moment when he gets trapped in the bedroom and he's trying to walk out, but then the guy shuts the door and he just slightly turns to the side and has to stay in the room. He could have just asked like, "Oh, I'm on my way out."
Yeah.
Then and then he gets forced to sing.
The singing is so funny.
It's so good. It's such
Yeah.
a funny moment, and so it's very real because he's like, what's the bad thing that would happen if he said, "Oh, I'm not that guy's
Yeah.
brother"?
So no, it's not me. Can I get out of the room?
It's just like
I think he's ready to
to
get beaten up.
Yeah.
Or he's worried that'll be embarrassing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
identify with that.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have a pen either.
Yeah, I would have fucking sung for those guys.
Can I just sing my essay out loud, please?
That's so funny.
He acts where he accidentally touches her boob.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
is great acting. The
yeah.
horror. Have you done that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've done that.
Well, because you know you touch it, he actually punches her.
Yeah, it's
In
like
the
the
tit.
sound effect on it is like, fuck, that sounds painful.
Yeah, yeah.
And her performance as well was like, she's
I've
like
got
taking
these,
it
like,
back.
lady tits now.
I got
like,
man tits as well, so
but
I
Same.
can relate.
but it's different because like lying on these is
Yeah.
painful.
yeah.
Like pushing against them.
I've been punching the man titty, and I'm like, I know, I feel ya. Feel that lady. I was empathizing the wrong side of the moment in that scene.
Hey, Jamie, when you wrote this essay, how long was it?
It was about like a page and a half.
And you didn't realize like 4. Like you didn't realize 4 words in that this plan wasn't going to work. Like it's so immediately clear that this plan
Like what
won't
was
work.
the thought?
Like just don't bother writing anything. It's so much less embarrassing to just go.
What
I didn't
was
have a pen,
going through
sorry.
your head?
I didn't write anything.
when you had when you would run out of page to
Rather than
scratch
just
on
not write
and had
anything.
to move on to the second page.
Well, it sounds silly when you guys say it, but you weren't there.
Like the look, I
Answer
imagine
the question, Jamie. What was going
the
through
look
your-
on your face as you like fold one bit over and
Better proceed
What
with
was-
this plan.
When I finished the first page, honestly, I was like, wow, I can't believe I did this for a whole page. That's pretty cool.
Could you see?
so
the
now you've got to
indentation?
like you got
You
a bit
can
of
see
steam
the
behind you.
indentation, yeah.
Was
How did
there
you-
any like? I need to
You
know.
could probably
Joel,
read it.
But was it like the pen is not working fully, but there is some shit coming out?
No, it's completely dead.
Purely
You may
just-
as well have done it with a stick.
It's all, it's all
Might as well
indentation.
be on.
It's all indentation.
I may as well just like put my fingernails into it and scratched into it.
I considered that.
Oh,
Yeah. How did you not? Because just not writing anything at all, and then you're going, sorry, this is embarrassing, but I didn't write anything. I haven't got a pen. That's so much less embarrassing than going, try read this. Like it's so. Fuck,
what did
man.
the guy that swapped with you? What was their immediate reaction? Because there's no way you've forgotten that moment.
He was,
The moment you reveal to
That's
someone
gotta be
else.
deeply burnt into the brain.
he was pretty confused.
What is this shit? Do I have to shine a UV light on it? Like, is this invisible ink
No,
or some
'cause
shit?
okay.
This is uni, man. It's not fucking primary school.
I
You can't bring a little spyware gift
I
shit
s-
in here.
I swear this is how it happens. Like, I know that you say I should have had it like ingrained, but like I can't quite remember. But I think what happened was that he looked at
You've
it.
repressed the memory.
repressed.
Yeah. He looked at
But
it.
that's why we're getting at him to dig
yeah,
it out.
I think so.
I want to get out you right now and like spin this little teacup, just like unlock the fucking memory. I got to know everything.
So I think he looked at it, looked at me, and then said, "What is this?" And I said to him, "That's."
Fair question.
And I said to him, "That's my essay. You might need to look a little hard to read it."
What's
Did you
going
tell him
through-
why?
Well, he said, "What happened?" And I said, "My pen ran out of ink, and the
Start
scene
of the essay,
started,
yeah.
and I didn't want to bother people, and I didn't know what to do." And that was when he said, "I have a pen."
Like you could have just.
Did
asked
you
me
then
for a
quickly
pen.
like, I'm going to run it across the indentation to try?
Yeah, that's what I was. I was like, man, you could probably do it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, at that point, he kind of like looked at me and was like, "I'll cover for you," and just like did and chose not to.
He
read
just
it.
freestyled
Oh right,
reading
so
your
he opted
essay
out because I
loud.
thought the next part was just going to be that he was immediately summoned.
Oh, miss, yeah.
No, he would have been. He would have like it would have been bad for him to fucking have to read the indent
Yeah.
essay.
Do you know what would have been
But
amazing?
he could have
if-
thrown you under the bus massively and been like, "Well, I can't fucking read this because idiot here wrote it in chicken scratch."
He couldn't. Thankfully, he didn't.
the
At
way
least he wouldn't have
could've-
known your name because you know.
It's uni.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, and because
No one knows.
it was just written there.
But the only way it could come around is if you had a pencil and just shaded over the whole thing. Then the
I mean, you
indentation-
could have done that.
oh
that
yeah,
would be a
that's a
good
good
idea.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's some freaking film noir shit. dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could have used you 13 years
Yeah,
ago. Like.
dude, if it was, I could have whispered in your ear like,
Well,
I'll
you could
learn
have
this
just
from
asked
the
to
Big
borrow a
Lebowski.
fucking pen. Like you could
I
have.
was nervous.
yes, I understand. He was 20 years old. It's hard. It's hard out there
It
talking to people after
it
2
sounds
decades
so
of doing
much
it.
sadder when 3 people tell it back to me.
Jamie,
Oh,
honestly,
man.
this is one of the greatest gifts of my life.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Honestly.
It's really
I'm
good.
so glad that you saved this for the 1 year
Episode
anniversary.
52.
I'll never
baby.
stop thinking about it. I'll
Yeah.
never be able to.
I
not
mean, I
think
don't think
about
we
it.
could do much of a deeper dive on it. I think that's what happened. I don't remember the rest of the class ever finding out. Although that being
so the
said,
guy-
did you
well, that
feel
being said, my
lens?
friend, no, the guy who
Okay.
did it with me is not Jordan. So he must have told someone.
Yeah.
Did you feel?
Oh no, the
horrible
guy
for the
kept it
rest
to
of the day?
himself.
Yeah, that, like,
Did you think it was funny?
well, I mean, yeah, not at the time.
Yeah, that's
When
what I'm
did-
not
But,
thinking about at the time.
a little bit at the time, I was like, I can't believe I'm
Yeah.
doing this.
I
Like,
can't wait to. Be
there was like
stand-up
a
to
point
talk
where
about
where
this.
I was like a quarter way through the first page. I was like, you should have just fucking asked for a pen.
Mm.
But that's why I kept going because I've like now been writing for 15 minutes. I've done a whole quarter of a page of this. If I
God.
pop up and say I was not writing the entire time, I'll look so
No, but
stupid.
then at
Yeah,
that
then you'll
point-
look stupid. That's
like,
the
yeah.
point.
Sorry,
Where
I
you-
thought I could finesse
But
it.
then he did it like my pen ran out of ink.
Yeah,
and
that's
then it's
good.
like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like then they're like, oh, don't worry, just keep scratching it in.
Like a fucking serial killer.
Keep scratching it in. I'd love to just braille it out later and see what we could do.
mean,
Be a fun
what-
activity with the whole class to bond over bullying this weird boy.
What would you have done if you were in that situation, but it was like a test that you had to hand in?
Oh, good heavens.
Oh, good question.
Because
I probably would have handed it in.
yeah.
So you wouldn't have asked for a pen again?
I probably would have handed it in and explained to the teacher what happened.
There'd been honestly.
And then she'd probably think I was disabled.
Absolutely. I'm not convinced you're not.
But I appreciate
Well,
your
I
honesty
mean,
because
I haven't-
there's no way that that's not the truth. What you just said, like, there's no way that you would have asked for a pen under any circumstances.
No, I honestly don't think there is. What I would have done is I would have handed it in. If it was a hand-in assignment, I can tell you 100%. I would have handed it in. I would have waited for every single student to leave. Then I would have approached the teacher very quietly and explained what had happened and asked if I could make it up and hand it in afterwards.
Yeah.
And then hope that they saw some gentle good humor. In
I
it, maybe.
think that would have been wise, but so sorry, Jamie. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what
I mean,
to say
everyone
anymore.
gets anxious.
Everyone gets anxious.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been anxious. Hastings is
Not me, dude.
epitome
I'm a
of
fucking rock.
anxiousness.
Nah, it's good though.
So how about that McLovin, huh?
McLovin's funny. Christopher Mintz plus A.
Yeah. That was probably the most annoying thing to come out of this movie, though. It was like the McLovin joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's the thing. There's every generation has one or two characters that is lives on like a catchphrase or whatever. But the
yeah.
thing is, this is.
Hold on, how do you know anything about this?
I've studied it. I've studied it. It is my messiah of comedy theory. There's a messiah every 10 years.
Right.
And there's false prophets and stuff like that. Currently.
So the messiahs were Mike Myers, Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Yeah, no, this is where I trace it from. I would say Mike
yeah.
Myers is 90s because he's got Wayne and he has got Austin Powers.
But also
Yeah.
Jim Carrey was in the 90s.
Yes, but what's him? Just one smoking.
Yeah.
Each-
It wasn't really
Yeah,
anything
okay, right.
Each
crazy.
one
I've
comes-
had better.
Yeah, well, each
Liar,
comes...
liar.
It's not the same as
Not the
as Austin
They're
Powers.
not catchphrases. They're just like throwaway lines.
Each prophet has a little false prophecy at the start, to signify that they're coming. So then you got Sacha Baron Cohen, Ali G, and then Borat.
Yeah.
Ali G, everyone's respect Wicked, Booyaka Shah, etc. And then Majuli and stuff like that.
Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes, but what did he have? Nothing after.
Yeah.
I mean,
John Hamm
Gosh
didn't do
was the
anything
big one.
Yeah, gosh, but then what? He didn't do anything after.
But hang on, what about
But
also...
Pedro
what about-
isn't actually even a line.
What about
like-
also from the 90s, Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
and
yeah.
two wonderful catchphrases.
yeah.
Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome. That's another good one. But now I don't know. Deadpool is probably it.
Oh, God.
There's Deadpool
Deadpool.
because he says chimichangas.
Yeah.
There's not a giant comedy character out there in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's also maybe the time for giant,
Bazinga.
Yeah,
You got
Bazinga.
Sherman.
but also maybe just catchphrases the times past. Maybe it's just.
No,
Still
he
was,
can
huh?
never. He can
Yeah.
never pass.
There'll always be some.
What about get her done?
Also, I think
It belongs in the live stand-up environment.
don't-
Yeah.
I would argue that it's this. I just thought of this, so there might be holes in this theory. Do memes not make catchphrases redundant? They serve so much of the same function,
Yeah, it's a good theory.
but they just come from a different spot.
yeah,
Yeah.
such as Icon has cheeseburger.
I heard you like mudkips.
Oh, Mudkips! I love that story. One
Yeah.
of my favorite copy pasters.
Do you guys remember Then Who Was Phone? That was a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
Then Who Was Phone? I thought was actually pretty funny.
I think I know that one.
Yeah, I'd spent a lot of time on
I
4chan.
accidentally, the whole thing really made me.
Oh yeah.
That's good shit.
That's good, man. What about putting le in front of stuff stupidly?
No, that was.
I was hanging out with the girlfriend.
Yeah, that makes everything fancy. Sounds French or something.
yeah.
That's one of the
She
shits.
left forever alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Forever Alone memes.
Yeah.
Pretty
They're
good.
my favorite comedian.
Yeah.
It's dark. That's why.
It is very dark.
I've got a
I
pretty dark sense of
Honey,
humor.
I'm home, and then he eats honey. There's no wife.
Yeah, that's dark stuff.
He's very alone.
It's
forever alone.
in fact, yeah.
Yeah.
But McLovin is that's
What's McLovin's catchphrase though?
well, it's just McLovin.
He's just McLovin.
Right.
It's just
McLovin.
people just said it.
Yeah.
I got a
Like, people- did you
McLovin
see, like,
ID from my Superbad
Yeah, we had-
DVD.
Yeah.
we had a bunch of friends
That's
like that.
special edition.
I
Yeah,
once
yeah,
I once
yeah.
got
With
given
the
a copy.
Criterion Collection Superbad.
With the slip case.
Yeah,
I
gotta
once-
get that
I
slip.
once got given a copy of The Hangover on DVD that came with a shirt that said "Whose baby is this?" on it.
Yeah.
I wish I knew where the shirt was. I would wear it every day.
There was a Hangover edition that came with the sunglasses that
Oh, the
Zach
baby's
Galifianakis
wearing, yeah.
wore and the baby wore.
That's cool.
That's a good.
This had
That
the
shit
baby
makes
and the
me
sunglasses
sick.
on it.
I love special editions. I love them.
I had
Here's something that popped up to me this time watching it is like at the start when the like guys like bullying them and like spits on Jonah Hill. Like, what the fuck is that dude being a bully?
Yeah.
He's got like this like silky smooth samurai.
Yeah,
Well, that's
Like
part
that,
of the
like-
that's part of the
he-
joke. That's part of the updating is that the bullies are actually losers in real life, and they've updated that. And you see a bit of that in like post super bad teen
Yeah,
sex
you
comedy.
got there's no jocks in this movie. It's NJA, no jocks allowed.
Mm.
Not a single one on set.
on set
On
even.
set, no jocks on set.
If they saw a pigskin being tossed, it was taken and deflated.
Yeah.
This actually started Deflategate. Happened at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Belichick was like, "I've got an idea."
But there was it's that thing where it is showing that even this guy's a nerd, but it's also like that boy is dangerous.
Yeah, he's like a school shooter vibe.
He is. He's
Oh
a
yeah,
dangerous
that's,
boy.
that's a bit like that.
And now heroes are gentle.
Yeah, nobody really bullies them apart from that guy throughout the movie.
There's a bit
either.
where the
And it is
closest
good
nod
that
they
he
do to a
gets his
joke.
comeuppance where he just gets decked with
Yeah,
the
He
fucking
gets
stick.
the smack on.
Yeah.
Gets the snap.
But no, fucking Dave Franco playing
yeah.
soccer.
Very
It's-
brief cameo.
Yeah, it's really funny where they go,
Yeah.
it's fucking soccer, Greg. No one cares. That's so funny.
People
It's such
don't
a
forget.
pop-up.
It's such a fun.
Yeah.
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 Such a good pop up.
Yeah, that's great. The chemistry between Jonah Hill and Michael Cera is unbelievable. I think.
It's out of control.
It's-
You believe them as best friends.
Yeah.
It's crazy that they haven't done something like that again. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does feel weird there hasn't been.
Yeah. I mean, I know Jonah Hill did audition for Ramona Flowers, so they could have.
that would have been cool.
It's
sick.
strange that there also wasn't a sequel to this in some way. Like,
Yeah.
there's been
But
lots
so
of,
good that there wasn't.
Exactly. It lives perfectly as just this one entity.
Yeah.
It never lost its iconic status.
Yeah.
But
Superbad goes to Hawaii.
Super duper bad.
yeah, exactly. Or just like
The college years.
The college years. You see
Yeah.
them in college. Or it could have been like a TV show.
Yeah.
Just spin off.
It was
McLovin hanging out in the
It was the
hometown.
movie Accepted, where like Jonah Hill is
Yeah.
like even fatter.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's like I guess it's like stuff like In-Betweeners was like the
Yeah,
the
In-Betweeners-
follow-up to this stuff, you know.
Because that's right. You haven't seen the show In Betweeners. You just did the movie. Yeah, because that was what we were saying.
I'm like
is
that with The
In Betweeners
Simpsons.
has a very.
I've seen the Simpsons movie.
In Betweeners does have
My
a very.
my heart broke a little then when you said that. Whether or not it's true, it's just like oh.
I've only seen season 1, so I know Homer as "Hello, Marge, it's me, Homer." That's all I know as The Simpsons.
Said-
Yeah,
Frosty
that's his
chocolate
most
milk.
iconic catchphrase.
But yeah, no. In Betweeners has a very clear Superbad influence, like British fucking Superbad, essentially.
Yeah, and then they made
Terrible.
Americans.
McLovin.
In-Betweeners.
What you not get a proper fucking ID for?
That could easily happen in
We're
episode
going
of
down the
In
off
Betweeners.
license.
That did happen. in
I'm pretty
it.
sure. Yeah, there's a whole thing about them trying to get alcohol in.
They're
one
trying to get a
episode.
pub and they
We're
go
going to supply down the off license for Jules.
Did you guys like? This evoked memories that I'd like forgotten of, like being underage and being the one to buy alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that. Well, I was the second person to turn 18 in my grade, but I was the first guy at the time. So I was just like every Friday, I was like walking
Yeah.
up to Woolworths Liquor with a giant list of shit to get
Yeah.
for everyone.
Did you have a fake ID, or because I was trying to remember like what? I don't think I was ever called out.
Well, this was once I turned 18.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But we like
Before
I
that,
don't know,
what
but-
did you do?
my mum was pretty good with supplying stuff.
We had a friend's older brother.
And we had that, but then I remember actually going to bottle shops and buying it and not being questioned.
I was too scared.
but we.
I wasn't brave enough.
I did it.
I had
and
friends who did
was
that.
questioned because I went to school like sort of not far from like where the South Coast starts. So a bunch of my friends lived in like Stanwell Park and that.
Yeah.
So we would go down there, and because it's like this little beach town, the like local bottle shop just wants money.
Yeah.
So we'd go in there. And they'd be like, "You look the oldest," and I'm like, "Well, but I like, what if he asked for ID?" And
Yeah.
they're like, "Just show him your ID." So
And
I
they probably
showed
won't
this
do the
guy an
math.
ID that said I was 16 years
Wow.
old, and he's just like, Yeah, righto, mate. Like,
Whoa.
yeah, and to
That's
the
so
point
funny.
where before I'd even turned 18, he just stopped asking me for ID. And then one time I went in there, bought a whole bunch of shit, went outside where like all these people were waiting because we were having a party at a friend's house. And I've forgotten stuff, so I had to go back for it. Had a pretty funny exchange because there's a bunch of cruisers and I was like, women, huh? And he's like, can't, what does he say? Can't live with him. I was like, can't feed him to the sharks. Then we had a good chuckle. But then he realized,
Fuck.
What is going on?
was
This
just-
is your Shire is a different world to where I live.
this is the South Coast. I was trying to relate to this idiot
Yeah.
man. But then I bought all this shit. And he has like this moment of like, like doubt. And then he hands me a pamphlet about like the fine you can get for supplying alcohol to underages, and I like very nearly just handed it back to him. I was like, "You need this." Like fucking, I'm not even 18.
Yeah. I remember I would just go buy it, and I never ever got questioned. I would just like be buying like a 6-pack of Woodstocks or whatever, and then just like never ever got questioned.
I totally
still go to that
relate to
bottle
like the
shop.
feeling that like McLovin is having.
Oh,
in
yeah,
that scene
totally.
where he does it, because the first time I ever did it was in this
Yeah.
place called Coaldale where we were camping, and it was like, just go show him your ID. So I show the guy my ID, and he looks down at it for so long, and
Yeah.
then just goes, "Coming all the way from Engadine, are ya?" I was like, "Yep." All right.
I had
Get outta
someone.
here.
I had someone not believe
And then this
my
guy
ID.
punched me and robbed the store.
Damn.
And I had a wild
gosh.
night out with the cops.
With a popo.
Yeah, I had someone not believe my ID like 6 months ago, less than 6
Yeah.
months ago, just at the Norfolk.
That's insane.
It's crazy. Imagine if I was 17.
Well, we're from the era
You look
of
so shit.
we're from the era of
17,
people
you're a
did
blast
the,
from the past.
that you can't. They've. I don't think you can really do it anymore. But do you know that people used to do the scratch jobs?
yeah.
Oh,
They'd
yeah.
scratch it
Yeah.
out and then like put the little number change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did like he was fully like asked to see other like cards in my wallet.
Yeah.
Then was like, all right, what's your birthday? What's your address? What's the postcode? Like, and I was like, I'm fucking 28 years old.
A friend of mine did that. At,
You're
like,
covered in tattoos.
Yeah, I
what
know.
is-
What's-
It's
yeah.
like, fuck, well, it looks like he's done them himself. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
like, I don't even
Well,
know
they
what
are
that
pretty
means.
shit.
yeah.
we-
How can they not believe
Yeah.
you? I
So many
get-
kids have $3,000 to
Yeah.
spend on it.
Yeah.
I like, I remember,
You don't even have $3,000.
I haven't had a tattoo in over a year because I just can't afford it.
like, I had ID. My ID is just an out-of-date photo cards, like
Yeah.
an out-of-date ID card. I don't have my L's or any shit like that, so it's just this shitty old card.
Yeah.
and it's just sometimes they don't let me in. I'm like, I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm fucking
It's that Alex
27
Wazil
years
joke
old.
about
My-
like, the expiry of it is proof that I'm
Exactly.
old enough.
It should be enough. It should be enough anyway.
My photo,
like-
yeah.
On the older ID thing, like we were at a party once. I think we were in year 11, so we were like 17, and it came and like got busted up by the cops. And one of the cops asked to see my friend's ID, and for whatever reason, he had like the cricket club ID on him of like this guy whose name was Brad Bell, who was 35. he just gave him that, and he's like, "This is you." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What year was your birthday?" 1974.
yeah, predate Star Wars. You know. God.
It was just like, I would love to be that cop and just be like, you know what? I respect the brazen nature of this.
Fuck, 35.
He spouted off the right year and everything.
Oh my god.
It was very
That's
funny.
quite impressive.
I have a similar thing with you, Lex, because my photo card's quite scratched up. So a few times I haven't been
Yeah.
let in places. I was at Sweeney's on a Saturday night a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me in. It was like 7 p.m. And he's like, I can't let you in this idea. And I'm like, I'm not. So clearly, you. And it, like, I was like, it's fine if you're not
He's
allowed.
like, dude, he thought you were a vampire. That's why I didn't let you in. That's why he wasn't invited in.
But I was like, look, it might be scratched, but I'm clearly an adult, like whatever. And like, I kind of respect because he was like, yeah, I know, I just can't let you in with scratch ID. What if they check
Yeah.
or whatever? And I was like, cool, as long as we both acknowledge that I'm definitely an adult. He was like, yeah, that's fine.
She'd be like, what's your favorite Pokemon? If it's Gen 1, I believe you. If not, if you say freaking like Lugia or something.
How do you spell Fortnite?
Even Togepi is too much.
I like that you're so desperate for validation. You had to ask a bouncer to confirm that he thinks you're over 18 before you'd leave the premises. He's just like, yes, you're a big boy. And you're like, good.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Have a sick one somewhere. Less.
You could have been lying just to get you out.
He absolutely could have been. Sweeney's in the city.
Fuck, you were trying to do stand up. You couldn't.
No, this was like on Saturday night. I was just wanted to have a beer there. Everyone was inside. Like, I think. No, you weren't there.
No.
Where were you? So now we went to the casino.
Oh, I was at a wedding.
That's right. Yeah.
And I was not at the casino.
I had one
Doing
money that
something
night. It
that's
was
not
great.
that.
This was to pre-drink for the casino.
I'm obsessed with the casino. I love to play craps. I don't even know what that craps is. Is that the
It's
one?
a dice
Perhaps it's a
game.
dice throwing game.
Oh no, I
Where
don't like
Snake
that.
Eyes
Eyes.
comes from.
Yeah. Oh, Snake Eyes. Okay. I love that terminology. Maybe I will play it.
It is a fun vernacular.
Snake Eyes is bad to get though, right? In
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the worst thing you can get.
Oh,
All
damn.
right.
I'd be begging for it every time. Not to say it.
Man, it's not bad. All right, I reckon
So what do we do now?
Yeah,
we're
I
about
think
done. We're done.
How do we wrap
No.
this thing
Yeah,
up?
we're way over.
Yeah.
Well, we're not way over.
We're fine. Let's wrap
Yeah.
this shit up.
We're fine.
Guys, thanks for listening. Tell your friends.
Do you,
This has
do you
been
know our
fantastic.
end bit?
No.
We say to the next ep.
Oh, I've heard that to the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
step.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any plugs? You got any plugs?
Listen to my podcast, Total Reboot, with Cameron James, who's a former guest on this show. We talk about movies the whole time. We never divert topic. And
Hey, same.
Yeah. And then what else? Oh, me and Aaron Chen have got some shows coming up with Giant Dwarf in May. It's called Table Reads, where we're going to be reading our favorite scripts to movies with
Ooh.
actors and comedians and stuff. So that'll be really fun. Buy tickets. They're available
Just
now.
remember that I have a really good voice.
Okay, well, it's a live show, so...
And I have a big pile of Buffy script books you can
Yeah, it's
read
all
with
Buffy
me.
scripts this time. We're all
That'd
doing every
really
episode-
make
all
my
favorite
day. I
episodes
would
of
just
Buffy.
go there and pay.
It's all right. I don't expect you to book me. So.
Yes, none of you will be booked for this project. But it's what are we doing? We're doing we're doing American Pie for one of them, so that'll be cool.
And you won't book us for that?
No.
Yeah, this is
Shall
fucked.
not be. Yeah. But thank you for having me. This is
All right.
really fun.
What do you
afternoon
guys? Do
hanging
you want
out.
to plug
Yeah.
Powerbomb and shit?
Yeah, come to
James?
Powerbomb every week on Friday.
Come see me at festivals. I'm doing. Just go. I can't be bothered saying how to look it up every time.
Aren't you doing Melbourne?
Melbourne and Sydney. Go to comedyfestival.com.au and put my name in. Go to sydneycomedyfestival.com.au.
Sydney
put
Comedy
my,
Fest.
that one. Put my name in. You'll see
What's
the
the show
details there.
called?
It's called Vulgar Display of Comedy. It's an hour of me doing stand-up comedy. Pretty straightforward.
Is
It's
there
gonna be fun.
premise
In a
to
vulgar
the show?
display?
No, it's all just gross shit. It's been being gross for an hour.
Sounds wonderful.
Sounds great.
Third Tuesday of every month, come to comedy at Papagetti's.
Every Friday, James, what do we do?
We go Powerbomb.
Yeah. Do you want to
8
give some
PM.
details of that?
Yeah, it's at Stage Brewery at 8 p.m. We usually pre-drink.
We sell out,
Jams.
so buy tickets in advance,
So
please.
if you want to come hang out with the cast of We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All, we'll be at this bar that does $5 drinks in the CBD.
yeah, come to
called
Charlie
Charlie
Chan's. Come to Charlie's. We'll be there.
Yeah. All right. To the next
Meet and
step.
greet. To the next
To
step.
the next step.
I don't feel like doing this today.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, God.